All right, so if you never saw the short about the powder, the DTF powder and thing, again, yes, DTF powders again. If you care to learn, again, I'm doing this because I want to do this. I'm not doing it for anybody else. If you want to be entertained, find somebody else's channel to watch. This ain't for you. If you want to learn something, you're in the right place. If you want to help someone else learn some stuff, you can do the subscribe button, and the like and notification, whatever that you know, all that stuff. Subscribe, whatever nonsense is. All right, that's if you want to. Now, hear what I'm gonna say. We're gonna talk about DTF powder, and I made a short. I don't know if you're watching this video before the short, but there's a short that showed that. So this is just the extension of the short. Again, I'm not here to entertain you. So if you think my videos are all over the place or whatever the nonsense is, you can just swipe and go somewhere else. All right, but I'm here to teach people who want to learn. Again, the people around me don't need this information. They don't want it. They don't have nothing to do with it. So I'm just here to share the information because just to share it. Again, this is a hobby. So let me show you. Let me grab two of them. I need three sheets. And this is a part two. This is a part one of two videos. The other one is about color. So I have some colors here. All right, there's like colors, and there's colors. So I have to show you about the color ones if you want to learn about the color video too. So you might want to stick around. Subscribe for that one. All right, because I don't know when I'm gonna make that one. But this one is about the let me get the zoom function set up here. Let me see if I zoom function. Yep, good. I got the zoom function turned on. All right. This one is about the powder today. This stuff on the back, the clear stuff. I want to get a nice good angle so you can see what's going on. All right. And let's zoom in. Ah, perfect. Zoom. Ah, I like zoom functions. So let me see if I can get this thing to focus. It's not focusing on what I wanted to focus on, but hopefully you can see it. Yeah, okay, good. Is that good? Hopefully that's good. Yeah. Oh, that's good. All right, turn off tracking. Oh my goodness, it keeps autofocusing. I want it to stay in one place. Let me turn on. Let me adjust my focus thing. Give me a second, and give me a second. Alrighty, now I should focus on one spot. Let me see if it will work. And focus. Nope, still not focusing. Zoom out. I'm trying to get this thing to focus just right. I swear this focusing won't work properly. Okay, there we go. Perfect. I had to back the camera up for it to focus on what I wanted to focus on. All right. Do you see this? You see how the glue and all these white, see these clear spots in between the glue? All right. That is absolutely bad. Now, I can tell you exactly where it's coming from, but you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Yeah.
You've got mail.
And let me try this one over here. See those spots? You don't want those spots. And power's back on again.
You've got mail.
Yeah, I lost power and power's back on again. Ain't that something? So all those spots in between the glue, those are bad. Those are really, really bad spots. Okay. You cannot get a good adhesion or the glue, the print won't stick properly to your garment because those spots all up inside your glue there. Man, this thing gonna your prints won't hold together properly. That's the word I'm looking for. All right. So if you ever do prints, right, and then after when you print it, let me see if I can show you on my shirt. After you print it, right, you notice how the colors are separating. How the prints themselves, right, start to separate from your from your shirt. It starts to crack up and break all over the place. It's not doing on this one because this one's actually baked properly. That's why this one's not doing it. But let me give me a minute. I'm gonna find a shirt to show what I'm talking about. That's what it does. All right. So I found one. Let me show you what it does. That breakup where the glue break up in between your prints. That's what causes this. See that? See all them breaks apart? See how that all that's break up and torn up, ripped to shreds? You can see it everywhere in the green, the yellow, over here. See it all over the place? All right. This is what caused that. All these separations. See how the prints or the actual glue. How the glue is separated. Let me bring my finger. You see how the glue is separated from each other? Every one of these tiny micro breaks in here is one of these waiting to happen. All over, see it? All right. I don't care what you do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it. There's a reason for this, why this happens. And I'll show it to you on a different sheet because it's not on this sheet. This sheet don't show you where it's coming from. But if you look all over the sheet, see them? So all this is every one of these breakups. All these, every hole, divot, ridge in your on the back of your prints. See them? All of them. Every one of those holes, okay, is one of these cracks waiting to happen. Every last one of them. There it is, see? Up in the top there, in the yellow, in the green. It's not so bad down here, but there it is right there. There it is on the blue and the purple. See it? There it is really bad on this white one. Look at that. See that? Okay. That's this. That's all these little ridges and holes. All right. I didn't know that they cause so much problems until I actually start to do more, dive more into it. And I start realizing, oh, dude, that's what causing these problems. So I set out to fix them. What's causing this? If you look on this sheet, you'll see it. It's moisture. Hope you hope you can see that. But all that moisture right there, all that moisture is what causing all of these. See him? Yeah, I mean, you can't miss that. That is not good. That is actually really, really, really bad. As you can see, it's very bad because it shows up in all the prints. I can show you which one was done, which prints on this shirt, especially this shirt. Okay. On this shirt, especially, I can tell you which one was done, which one was baked properly, and which one wasn't. Because, as you can see on this one here, boom, right there, this one's not breaking apart. See that? Not a crack on this one, but it's on the same exact shirt. And it's been worn and washed the same amount of times. Now, on the same shirt, there's another one. Look at this one. See how that one's done? Not a crack in sight. All right, and let me show you another one, another print on this shirt. Look, see, there's another print on this shirt, but this one again, one of my older prints, and you can see it in here. See it? See how these are breaking apart? See how that's breaking apart? See how that? Yeah, those are those little holes in the glue. And then here's another one. This one's really telling. Look at that. It's even ripped out. It even put a hole right there. See that big ass hole? Yeah, so it's really, really crinkly and rumbly and all over the place. Mr. Luffy. Alright. So see that? How bad that looks. Alright, so I know I keep saying so. I get it. Again, I'm not here to entertain you, I'm trying to teach you something. What I'm trying to get at, you gotta bake your stuff properly. You gotta make sure there's very little moisture in your baking process. You gotta dry out your inks before you bake them. That's why I made that video about how to remove residue off your sheets. It's literally the same method. You have to dry the prints right after you print them. Again, this is more for people with the 8550 printer. If you have a DTF printer, it already has a heating element right at the heating element either while you print or right as the sheet's coming off the printer. There's a heating element, so it kind of dries up the print a little bit. So that's why they don't have to worry so much about it when you buy from a manufacturer that prints from our DTF printer. But the fact is, a lot of them still come looking like the one I just showed you. Yeah, I've seen ones like that. But this is what you want it to look like. This is a very, very, very good cure. It's not perfect, but it's very good. Very, very cure method. That's when you finish curing, this is what you're actually looking for. See that? Not a hole in sight. One solid sheet. One solid print all the way across. There's not a hole in sight. That's what you want. And it's on all the design. Look at that. See that? Not a hole in absolute sight anywhere. Nowhere, no how, no why, no when. And that's what we're looking for. That's what you really want. All right, you want when you finish printing and you put it in the oven and you bake it, when it come out, it must look like you just took it off the printer. All right, that's a good solid bake. If your stuff baked properly, look right there. See that? Not a hole inside. It's just solid. It looked like there's just white ink on there. It does look like the white when it literally should look like it took it off the printer. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. When you finish baking, it must look like you just took it off the printer. As you can see, you can't tell the difference between the print and the glue because that's what you want. The only reason you can tell there's glue on this is because it's shiny on the back. Okay. That's the level of melting you want. And this doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what powder you use. It doesn't matter if it's thick, thin, or whatever. If when you get done baking, it don't look like that, you didn't do a good job. And I have to keep telling myself that. Same exact thing. Like, dude, you didn't do a good job. Yeah, you need to figure it out because that ain't right. So I had to play till I got it right. And it has to do with moisture. You need to get your moisture levels correct. And it has to do with the moisture before you print. Sorry, the moisture after you print, not before, because you can't stop the moisture because you're putting moisture down on the sheet. That's what the ink is. You have to do it after you print. You have to dump all the moisture. And then when you deal with your DTF powder, it can be any size, any grain. I don't care which one you buy. They're all the same damn fucking thing. In my opinion, you can think however you want, but they're all the same thing. And when you buy a DTF powder, the catch is to keep the moisture level as low as you possibly can. Eventually, one day I'll make a video on how to keep your moisture level low in your DTF powder, but this is not the video for it. I just wanted to show you. Yeah, this is not a video for it. I just wanted to show you that what a proper bake should look like. Proper cure, not a bake. A proper curing. When you cure your thing, that's what it's supposed to look like. That's what this is about. And I apologize. I cut out the first half of the video because I had to stop and look for stuff, and I figured I'd just start from where you saw the video there. All right. So let me show you it again before we get off here. That is what a proper bake should look like. Is it going to focus? Yes. Okay, there it is. See, it must look like you just took it off the printer. All right, solid, clean. The print and the cure must look damn near identical. All right, this is a very good. This is not perfect. This is just very, 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 very good. All right, Again, there's no such thing as perfect, but this is as damn close as I can get. All right, especially when it comes to my my oven. It's not one of the greatest ones out there, but I love it because of how it works. All right, but that's what you're looking for. All right, peace.